Entitled Father Banana tries to use my gift to my mom as his own gift to her for Mother's Day. Coconut, 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 coconut. I am livid. Coconut livid. So, I woke up at 6:30 AM to place my Mother's Day card and her gift on her bed while she and my father were eating downstairs. So after placing the things on her bed, I head back to my own bed to sleep and wait for her to find the gift on her own. Meanwhile, I hear my parents arguing downstairs about God knows what. Not my problem, right? I head off to Dreamland, but I am woken up by angry footsteps stomping up the stairs and my mother swinging my door open. Mom, do you even appreciate me? Do you love me? Me, yes. Mom, there's nothing there. Me, I wrote you a card and got you something special. I left them on your bed. This causes her to check her bed again. Mom, you are a liar and a horrible daughter. Me, now looking around her room for the gift. I don't know where they went. I promise I left them right here. Mom, crying, your father finally gave me a nice present after all of these years. And this is the first year I don't receive banana from you. So I take it upon myself to investigate every part of her room. No gift. I head downstairs to ask my father whether he has seen my gift, and there he coconut sits, hunched over the kitchen table eating his cereal. Ed equals entitles dad. E.D. Hey honey. Me, can you help me look for mom's gift? I left it on her bed but now it's gone. I think the cat might have grabbed it or something. Ed, whispering now, actually honey, I took your gift. Sheepish grin. I forgot to get her something this year, so I gave her your gift. But I'll get you something really nice today from that bookstore you like to make it up to you babe. Me, you what? That wasn't your gift. That was mine. I'm going to tell her what you did. Dad, no the hell you won't. Why would you cause a big fight on a happy day? Don't cause fighting, and I'll buy you something nice to make up for the gift. At this point, I don't zucchini care. I bolt upstairs with the gift in my hand and give it to my crying mother. I explain to her what my dad did, and that this gift was from me and not him. So this escalated into a gigantic yelling match between the two of them. TLDR, my dad isn't coconut. Attention attention, I have a hot update. He coconut bought her this $200 slimming tea, mid-argument. Wow. Coconut outstanding move. Cheesecake has hit the cheesecake ceiling now. Update number 2, they reconciled but it was like hey, my mom feels helpless because my dad won't stop saying sorry until she says I forgive you. So it's a reconciliation in a sense but at the same time it's really not. Update number 3, he came into my room and asked for forgiveness. I figure I will eventually forgive him. What are your thoughts? Here is a big fat edit to the disbelieving Redditors. 1. My handwriting is nearly identical to my father's. It is hard to find any distinction between the two, if you looked at them side by side for comparison. So it is pretty easy to believe that something my dad wrote was written by me, and vice versa. 2. I coincidentally did not leave any signs that acknowledged me as the sender. I just wrote her a poem inside a card that addressed her in third person, such as, a mother is beautiful, kind, and intelligent, etc. So I didn't leave a love, eyeball loop or a dear mom in the greeting and closing. But here's the funny thing, I am the only one in this household that writes poetry. My dad has never written poetry in his life. You would think that would be enough to signal a red flag in my mom's mind, but I suspect she was just so overjoyed at such sweet words coming from her not so sweet husband that she didn't question the validity of the poem. These are just guesses. For the record, I'm just as stunned as you all are that she believed my dad wrote the poem and gave her a pair of earrings, not her English-loving and fashion-forward daughter. Pretty rude of your mom to get upset right away first thing in the morning because she didn't have anything from you. What if you had plans later on and was waiting? Your dad isn't much nicer to steal your gift. Butternut, I feel bad for you kid, both of your parents are dicks. Thanks. Man, no offense, but your mother sounds kinda entitled as well. She's though, just because it's Mother's Day doesn't means that you are entitled to a gift. Yeah, your dad didn't own up to his mistake plus stole your gift to cover up. I can't imagine what kind of dad does that. Frown. I hope your day gets better. I have a serious question though, why is your mom making a big deal over getting gifts? I mean, it's really nice of you to get her one and all, but is it something she should be crying over? Thinks that gifts are the only way that people show that they appreciate each other. And that's one of the ways, yes. but not the only way. So both of your parents sound like assholes. No offense, I'm basing my statement purely off your story. Your dad uses your gift and your mom Crystal over the fact that you didn't get her something after 5 minutes if not being handed something. I'm sorry. Hope it gets better. Yeah, totally agree. And thanks, friend. M tries to call the police on me for being naked in my own house. Second post here. Hope it gets noticed. M, entitled Mom GF, Girl Fairy Me, Magical Entrepreneur. So yesterday I was getting ready for a shower. My light was on so my silhouette was clearly seen through the window. Apparently, some M and her spawn were walking around the street, and decided to look 2 stories up, for a lovely view of my zucchini. They go to the door and start banging on it. My GF opens it. The following conversation ensues. EM, there's a naked man in this house. GF, okay, and EM, I don't want my daughter to see that. GF, what the zucchini did you expect? Why are you even looking there? /slams door /. My GF tells me about the confrontation. I expect it to be over, but no. M goes on Facebook and makes a post saying, we were walking on PL and we saw someone walking around undressed. I felt very uncomfortable. I don't want my daughter to be influenced by this. When I came to their door, a woman yelled at me for no reason and shut the door in my face. I feel violated. Yes, those were her actual words. If anyone knows their names, please share them. Would like to get the police involved. What the butternut? Nothing's happened yet. I don't know if she's serious or not. Edit, Christ stop coconut my inbox. My Calm account went up by 1k. 2k now. Edit 2. 4 called the non-emergency line and explained the situation. They laughed it off and said we were fine, they'd make sure nothing would happen to me if she tried convicting/framing me. Dit 3, holy zucchini my first gold. Thank you random person. 4th edit, I'm probably making myself look like a dipshit, but platinum holy fuck nuts. Wow, what a prude. It's not like you were standing in front of an open window doing the helicopter to get her attention. It's not like you were standing in front of an open window doing the helicopter to get her attention. You don't know his life. Smile. I frequently walk through my living room naked because I fold laundry on the couch and sometimes forget to take it into the bedroom after, so I'll go after my shower to get my drillies. If you don't wanna see my junk, don't peep in my windows. In my neck of the woods a man had the police called in him, and was sued for emotional distress, because he was standing in his kitchen drinking a cup of coffee and reading the newspaper naked. He was waiting for the dryer to be done, not that it matters. A woman was walking through his backyard with her daughter to the bus stop, so she was trespassing. He was in the back of his home, not near the window facing a public street. It came to nothing, and I believe that he counter-sued for trespassing and for legal fees. But still, it happened. People are insane. Had a similar experience. A nice lady across the street stopped me one day and said to me that I have a nice dong and if I want I can have her niece number. So this is the way I realized I need blinds for my windows. Also that my neighbor had a telescope. Oh wow. So did you take the number? May, she should calm down. I don't want my young daughter seeing a naked man either. But, you can be naked in your own house. Someone is peering through the blinds. I would call the police as you have a right to a certain amount of privacy. However, if you're just undressed in your room before getting in the shower and forgot about closing the blinds, well, these things happen. It's an opportunity for the mom to teach her daughter that even if blinds are open we should actively try not to notice what is behind them. Sorry you are dealing with this in their own house, and not doing anything creepy like intentionally standing around a window trying to be seen, then I don't see the issue. The naked body is a natural thing. I don't want her going out of the way staring at naked dudes or being forcibly exposed like by some flasher or something. But a dude just getting in/out of the shower seems pretty harmless and innocent. I took baths with my little brother up until a certain age, and when even younger than that I took showers with both my mother and father and it wasn't a big deal. So by that age I'd have already seen naked dudes before, lol. It's when it's sexualized that there's typically a problem. Police, what's your emergency? Entitled Mum. There is a naked man walking naked in his home. Police, miss, how do you know that? Entitled Mum, I looked through his window. Police, hangs up. You absolutely have to let my underage teenager into your room party full of grown butternut men. This didn't happen to me but to a friend of mine, and the details will be written down as he told me the story. So long story short, my friend is a furry and at the time was attending Midwest Furfest. Now there are a ton of fun activities that attendees can partake in, and most of the panels and activities listed on the official program are totally appropriate for families and kids. That being said, like any other type of geeky conventions, people will hold room parties in their hotel rooms or suites that are not part of the official program and are not the responsibility of the convention itself. Very often those room parties will either be gatherings of friends or sometimes they will just be centered around certain social groups. For example, there are furries of color parties now and trans room parties. And sometimes, well, they will be parties of the more sexy kind. You know what I mean. Sometimes, to attract a certain crowd, especially at the social group parties, they will advertise the room party on a board near the hotel lobby to advertise the party's room number for those who might be interested to attend. Anyway, those parties are obviously private functions, and obviously the person who is paying for the suite/room has a complete liberty of choosing who is allowed inside and who is not, especially if they are just a gathering between friends. Flash forward to Saturday evening. This is generally the biggest evening of the convention in terms of official events and room parties. My friend is hosting a room party for butternut men in his suite. The attendees are all legal adults, the majority of them in their late 20s early 30s. Nothing too risque is going on, but it's a bunch of banana men together in a room, so colorful discussions and a bit of flirting and groping is happening from times to times, At some point early in the evening, they hear a knock at the door. Friend goes to the door and slightly opens it to see a kid, no older than 15 or 16, standing outside the door / Friend, hi? Can I help you? Kid, can I come in? Friend, slight giggle / no. This is a private party. It's not part of the convention. Sorry. My friend then closes the door and returns to entertaining his guests. About 15 minutes later, another knock at the door. This time, my friend's roommate goes to answer the door and finds the same kid standing there, and this time he has his father with him. Friend's roommate, yes. Entitled dad, yes. My son came here earlier and was refused to be let in. Roomie, well yes. But entitled dad, is there a specific reason why my son can't attend this event? At this point my friend intervenes. Friend, sir, this is a room party, it's not part of the official program. Plus, your son is a minor and everybody here is a grown man in their 30s. This would be extremely inappropriate. Entitled dad, don't give me that. We paid full price for an attendance pass. I expect my son to be able to enjoy this convention to its fullest. Friend, but that's what I'm telling you. This isn't covered by the convention ticket. This has nothing to do with entitled dad, but this party was advertised downstairs in the lobby. Friend, the board downstairs will advertise a lot of private room parties. It's a convention thing. People will organize gatherings amongst friends and social groups because they're all gathered in the same spot for the weekend. That doesn't mean it has anything to do with the convention proper. Now please, can you leave? We've told you more than once that your son is not welcome here. My friend at this point hushes the Ed and his kid out and closes the door. At this point, everybody thinks the story is over, but entitled parents being petty, it isn't. Around 11:30 p.m., a much stronger knock is heard at the door. My friend goes to open the door and is met with hotel security and a Rosemont PD officer. Friend, what is going on? Hotel security, sir, we've got a report of illegal activity taking place in this room. We'd just like to do a quick checkup. My friend is flabbergasted but lets the cop and security personnel in. Of course, they find absolutely nothing weird going on. Friend, can I at least know what this was about? This is very distressing. Hotel security, a man came to us earlier and said that your party guests were doing drugs and committing acts of gross indecency by being sexually inappropriate where other people could see them. My friend then realizes it was more than likely Ed and tells hotel security about how that Ed tried to force the party attendees to let his minor son attend a room party full of grown adult males and how they had told them to leave repeatedly. Hotel security apologizes and my friend got a partial refund on his room to make up for the intrusion, and no more problems happened from then on. He doesn't know if anything happened to the man and his kid. What the coconut kind of parent tries to leave their underage kid with strangers? He was probably some kind of dumbass who thought literally every single thing advertised at the con was family friendly and part of programming. I've seen this kind of reasoning before. I wouldn't be surprised if at one point he went to complain to con ops about not being let into an event, only for con ops to silently shake their heads in disbelief. TBH, it's kind of one of the negative side effects of trying to make the furry fandom more palatable to the mainstream. Now you have families thinking that it's a quirky, affordable type of Disneyland trip, and they completely ignore the fact that the average attendees are queer hormonal 20-something who will spend Saturday evening getting drunk and then dance like a bunch of spazzy morons at the rave. Let my sea hill join orgy. Honestly, considering the type of room parties I have come across at conventions, I'm seriously glad that my friend's party was relatively chill. I mean, imagine a kid trying to get into a leather kink party and then the police being called to the room and everybody having to get out of the room in arseless chaps while they inspected it. Sounds like your friend PO/security all handled it well. I hope the ed got charged for false claim. Hope so too. I'd like to imagine the dad and the kid just standing there both in full fursuits. Is there a subreddit for stories like this? Because I'm kinda interested in EP stories from furcons. There probably aren't that many TBH, because furry is just starting to get good publicity. But with the sanitized version certain people are giving the media, Uncle Cagecore, I have a feeling furry cons will attract more and more families and that type of story will multiply.